Hello, everyone. Today we are discussing something that a lot of people have opinions about. And it's actually that we all have fears. We all have fears about email marketing. We all have fears about these sort of things because we don't want that ick feeling. You know, you've been on that side. I've been on that side, you know, where we've got a bunch of people who have emailed us and we've requested information from them in the past. But what they've done gives us kind of like a creepy feeling. But then there's some people that we've requested information from and then we never hear from them again. So then they go into the back of our minds and we never talk to them again. I mean, we don't think of their names if, you know, whatever they came in. So what we're going to be discussing today is overcoming those fears and finding that balance, finding the balance between total ick factor over here where we do not want to be and annoying person over here that's emailing so much that you really don't want to hear from them again. Hello, everyone. I am Dana Sacco. I am an automation and systems specialist and strategist who has been in the business for over 30 years. I've been email marketing since the very, very beginning, and I've built lists from, you know, 0 to hundreds of thousands of people, all with simple techniques. And, you know, it's finding that balance for you and your business. And I've discussed in the past, if you look at my channels, about at least talking to people at least once a week. And that's the minimum of that's the minimum I tell people to go ahead and talk to people. Why? Because they want to hear from you. They've requested information. Then there's information overload where you do not want to be sending them 50 million emails a day. And yes, there are people that do that. And yes, I do delete them. However, sometimes there's a real great balance with that. So what we're going to discuss today is actually overcoming your fears of it. They can be overcome if you have the right mindset and you go into it with a strategic plan. So guys, just to let you know, I will be announcing the date for my 7-figure marketing email strategy webinar that is going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. If you want the link, go ahead and say me, comment webinar, and I will get you the link to go ahead and register for the wait list, which will be the first people that get in. Because, of course, there's a limited number of people that are allowed in there. So if you want to get on the wait list so that you can go ahead and register, make sure that you comment webinar on any of the platforms, and I will go ahead and get you the link. So a lot of people have the fear of not having enough time to implement this. And I understand that one because we've got so many other things going on in our businesses. We're talking about social media marketing. We're talking about which platforms the hell we're supposed to be on. All of these different things take time, right? So if you are organized, if you have a plan in place, in other words, if you have a strategy, then it's not going to take as much time as you think, because the beauty of email marketing is that you can schedule ahead of time without the stress. Like once you have, say, 4 emails done, that's a whole month. Whereas if you think about it, when you're looking at doing social media, you need 30 to 31 posts a day. I mean, a month. So 30 to 31 versus 4 is a lot different when you're doing it. Now, I suggest setting up time once a month at least. And you can even do this once a quarter where you're writing 4 to 12 emails. If you have 4 to 12 emails, then you're set and you're ready to go. It's very simple. 4 emails per month, 12 emails equals your entire quarter is done. And if you know what your topics are, these can carry across the entire board. for example, if you come up with 12 topics that you want to discuss for your business, that is 12 weeks of content. Now, your email can be one. Of course, you're going to send the email. Second, stick with the same topic on all of your social media. So you've kind of killed two birds with one stone there. And you go through each week and you know what your topics are. So it makes it easier for you to market. Why? Because you're not speaking on 5 different things in 5 different locations and going out of your head. Why? Because people that are on your social media are not necessarily on your email list, or if they are, they might be taking a social media break. This is very common during this time of the year. It's also a lot common, you'll see it more often in the summertime where people are on vacation, so they are unplugging. So when they're unplugging, you might not reach them during social media, but guess what? Most people don't unplug 100%, and a lot of times people still check their email. Why? Because it's a habit. And so with a habit, they might go ahead and pick it up and they might read your email. So it's finding locations where people are and giving them the same message over and over again makes it stick in their head. This is for all different services. The next thing that, you can use are templates. I am offering templates for an entire quarter or a month, however you want to do it. But I'm offering these templates to you, and I have them specifically for bookkeepers, financial pros, and I have them specifically for online service providers. And if you're interested in those, go ahead and comment templates and I will get it to you. I went ahead and, believe it or not, I did something I rarely do, and I lowered the price. Why? Because I'm going to be selling them in packets as well. Like if you need a welcome sequence, it's going to be X number of dollars, because people sometimes just need a little push. And that's where it's going to help. But the email templates, things that have already been written, are actually very, very good. Now, if you're on social media right now and you are seeing a lot of stuff about AI writing, I think it's Chat GPT is the big one that a lot of people are talking about. Try it out. See if it works for you. These type of things can work for your business. The question is, though, is that, understanding how it works and understanding how to word your questions to get what you want. That type of thing is available to people, so it can actually save you time. And then you just customize them to make them yours. The same thing is with email templates. You're taking the templates, and most likely you are not going to keep them exactly as I have written them. Why? Because you are not me. You might put them in a different sequence, which is totally fine, totally acceptable. And then you might go ahead and do them a different way. And you might not say, hey, client name. You might say hello. You might say hi. Your voice is your voice. So you're taking templates and making them your own. Now, the time that you spend there, and we've discussed this before, is going to pay off in the long run. It's going to pay off because your name's going to be consistently associated with helpful information. We all want helpful information. Am I right? I'm right. We all want helpful information. So by having helpful information and providing helpful information to people, then this is how it can help you out. And in the long run, if you've watched some of my other videos, you'll notice that I have said that time out there. I have said that the statistic is 40% of people who are not followed up with, you lose them. So if you have 100 leads come in and you do not follow up with those people, you have lost 40% of them right off the bat. So you might as well have just started with 60. That sort of thing, it's kind of mind-blowing, and they are statistical facts. So not knowing what to write. This is another huge fear because we don't know what topics are out there. You do not have to have all of the answers. One of my favorite ways to get ideas for my thing is actually to browse through social media and things that trigger me. There's certain people that I actually have within my feed that actually they're only there. Their only purpose is there to trigger me for content ideas. And trust me, I mute them. I have to because believe me, I can't take it all the time. But I'm fully capable of going and taking a look if I need ideas, because usually what they do is they piss me off in one way or another. And it's a great thing. So I have an iPhone. So my iPhone, my laptop, all that stuff, it all talks together. So with it all talking together, I use my notes. I have a lot of them. I have, I think I now am up over 400 notes, and that's just in my social media ideas. Sometimes they turn into posts. Sometimes they just turn into topics. But I usually keep one note per concept. So, that sort of thing. Now, brainstorming ideas, another idea is to look at who are your competitors. If you know your competitors, start looking at their content. And it kind of goes along the same line of, does it trigger you? But if you like someone else's idea of what they posted on, there's nothing that says that you can't write your viewpoint on that same idea. Makes perfect sense to me. I mean, especially ones like if they came up with a concept and they have that idea in front of them, you liked it, 150 something people also liked it. That means the topic was popular. Now take your concept, your viewpoint on it, twist it up a little bit, and add to that. Your competitors aren't really your competitors. The social media market out there, I really hate for service businesses to say that we're in a competition, because we're not, because each one of us offers a different viewpoint. So if someone else that is doing the exact same thing you are writes a post that you like, feel free to take the topic of that post and make it yours. Hey, I really like this topic. Let me go ahead and look at it because I think it's really good, right? So again, it's doing that sort of thing. You want to take different approaches to your emails. And this is where monitoring your emails and open rates, things like that, different subject lines. If you have people that really like helpful advice, tips and tricks, then you'll notice that those are opened more. I have a lot of people that really apparently like my rants. And those actually get opened up a lot more than other ones. So those type of things they work for you, and find out what works for the people that you are talking to. If it doesn't work for them, then there's no sense in continuing to write in that style. So it's a monitoring process. And don't expect like if one email bombs, that means that entire thing does. No, it could have to do with simple things such as your email subject, those type of things, or it was sent at a bad time. So there's a lot of things that go into it, because say some people didn't open your tips this week, but 2 weeks ago, 30% of the people opened them. Well, that's a big difference. If 5% versus 30%, we'll go with those type of numbers. It's a big difference. Well, why? Look at your subject lines, look at the time of day you sent it, look at the day of the week you sent it, and, look at the topic of what it was. If you just say, hey, here's some tips and tricks for your bookkeeping, that type of wording might not be as specific for me to open as, hey, here's some shortcuts to help you on tax day, or to get your taxes ready, or those type of things. Those type of things are things that business owners are thinking of. So rewording it just very simply can change the entire message. Now this one and at the same time, you can go back to, again, templates. If you don't know what to write, grab some templates. Why? Because, like, for example, I send out, for mine, it is, I have 24 per quarter. That gives you 24 to choose from. And you can take or leave whichever ones that you want to do per quarter, and boom, you're done, right? So that just makes life a lot easier for that specific thing. Now, this one kind of makes me laugh, because this is like the biggest fear of so many people. We're fear of annoying. We're afraid we are annoying people. And I think on every single social media platform, every single marketing way, we really need to overcome this fear, and we really do. Why? Because when we overcome this fear, it relieves a lot of pressure. For example, for years, I hated talking about my business on social media. I don't like doing it. I don't want to do it. Believe it or not, I still don't want to do it. But I do it because of the people that I reach. Plain and simple, I reach a lot of people through social media. However, my email marketing goes to a completely different group of people. And the completely different group of people actually requested to hear stuff from me. So people are requesting to hear from you. You don't just add random people to your email list, right? No, you don't. What you're doing is that you're strategically offering people a lead magnet, a webinar, free information, whatever, to get on your email list. Or they have contacted you some other way. They're interested in a quote, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's great. So if you are timing it and you decide how have a strategic plan in place, go back to step 1, where you decide to send people 1 email per week, then you're not annoying people. All you're doing is sending people an email that they have requested to hear from you. And another thing is to offer tips instead of sales. If you're offering actual information, if you are offering actual value, if you're offering actual relevancy to what you offer and what they need, then that's where the magic kind of happens. They start looking forward to your stuff. You don't want to sit there and every single time that you send them an email, sell them some crap, right? No, we don't want that. It's like someone said today, they received an email. They bought a product from this company 5 years ago. 5 years. I don't even remember what I bought last week. But they received an email from someone 5 years ago. Or now from a company that they hadn't contacted in 5 years, because the product that they bought, they returned. So all of a sudden, them sending out emails or deciding to up their email marketing, guess what, guys? They just pissed off a lot of people. So what's going to happen is that they're going to get marked as spam. Why? Because those people haven't requested to hear from them within the last 30 days. Now, the other thing that you also do, and you need to incorporate this into your email marketing strategy, is actually your email a re-engagement sequence. If people aren't opening your emails, then remove them from your damn list. The way that I have ours set up, and the way that we set it up for people, is that we do a quarter's worth of emails. That is 12 emails, right? So you have quarter 1, emails sent. Boom, done. At the end of the time frame, at the end of whatever, those people who have never opened an email, they are not engaging whatsoever, are sent into a different sequence, the re-engagement sequence. Again, if they do not click on an email, they are tagged and removed from the sequence, and they do not move into quarter 2. They do not move into the next quarter. Why? Because it's not going to help them. Because I don't want to pay for someone to have someone, and a lot of people, they're kind of miffed at this one, but someone has asked to be in my space. They aren't reading my stuff. So I'm asking them honestly, it's a 3 email sequence. I'm asking them honestly, do you want to hear this crap that I'm sending out? If they, again, do not respond, I do not want to pay to have them in my space. And with an email marketing system, you are paying for the number of contacts, no matter which system you're using. Some of them will say that they don't have a limit. Yes, there probably is. If you uploaded 100,000 emails, they're probably going to have an issue with you. Either that, or it's going to slow down the system, or they're going to tell you you need to use some other thing to do some buffering. So that sort of thing is important. Ask them, do you want to hear this? If they want to hear it, they are opening the email, which then triggers them to continue on, unless they hit unsubscribe. And just for purposes of legal purposes here, according to the rules, you have to have an address there, and you have to have an unsubscribe button. If you are using any service that does not include an unsubscribe button, and these are CRM systems such as Honeybook and Dipsado, those are CRM systems. They are not email marketing systems. Do not use them as such. Why? Because they do not have an unsubscribe button, and you can get tagged for that, and your email domain name can be blocked. You can be blacklisted, and if you are about to spend a lot of money to get that fixed. So don't use systems that do not allow people to unsubscribe, especially since right now we are in a worldwide marketplace. I don't care where you are, we are in a worldwide marketplace. Different countries have different spam laws, but an unsubscribe button is completely across the board. You can't just import people and say, hey, I'm going to send you crap anymore. When I first got started in this whole thing, yes, you could. I could import an email list of 10,000 people and not have a problem. People got annoyed really quickly, though. It didn't last more than a few years before all of a sudden the laws got in place. See, there are rules that you have to follow. So make sure that you're following them. And if you are, it's really okay. You're not annoying people unless you're just pushing sales all the time. You need to add value, relevance, and information that people actually want to do. And this, again, goes up to the one that we talked about, not knowing what to write and how we do that. And then finding out that information and, scheduling it, because that way all your topics are the same. Again, it all goes into strategy. Now, it's come a long way. It's a lot more user-friendly than it has been in the past. Guys, tech is there. And some of you are very scared of tech, and I get it. And everyone's like, well, which one should I use? I can't tell you. I personally use Keep, which is formerly known as Infusionsoft. If you all would like that completely set up, we do that. And I have a very, very low price to set it up and get you started. And we actually do all of the templates as well. You get all of it included with it. But there's MailChimp, super easy. Go ahead and use it. The free version only takes you so far. I do suggest upgrading to the paid version because I like triggers, but there are certain things that you cannot do in there. So not my favorite. MailerLite, I think is a little bit better. It does have more options in the free version, but come on guys, it's $10 a month. Spend the frickin' $10. I haven't used Flowdesk too much. What I did see did not impress me to the point of paying for it. ConvertKit is a big one. Yes, it's okay. Go for it if it's what you want. A lot of people in the bigger ends will use Keep, formerly known as Infusionsoft, and they'll use ActiveCampaign. ActiveCampaign has now decided to add the words I am a CRM to their system, and that is not true in my personal opinion. But it is a very good email marketing system. However, if you do not have it set up right, you will not get the results that you want because the reports will be all screwed up. They're all there. They do work. You just have to know how to set it up. Do not set up email broadcasts. Instead, set up a sequence. Very simple on that part. You want to go ahead and look at ones that are cost effective for where you are in your business. All because you have been in one does not mean you can't turn over to another or get to another. It just depends on where you want to be in your growth strategy. Are you planning on growing your email list? Or are you already over 1,000 emails, 500 emails? Where are you? Are you at 0? That's okay too. It's just, where do you want to be and where are you going with it? Now, to go ahead and pick one, you need to know where you want to go with it. Like if you're brand new, sometimes I will tell people, say you already have a CRM, you have everything else in place and everything else is running smoothly. Okay, so your CRM is set up, everything, people are going into a pipeline, you're all good, blah, 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 blah. Well, you're just adding one component. Well, how many people are in your system already? X number of people. Well, let's just add this. It depends on what you want to track and what you're looking for and what automations and how do you want to have it set up. Very simple in my book. However, that's just the way my brain thinks. But the options are out there. If you guys have questions about them, please feel free to contact me and let's talk. There's a lot of things, believe it or not. Go to YouTube if you're curious with some of them. But like I said, things like Dubsado, things like Honeybook, 17 Hats are not email marketing systems. It is a completely different set of systems. There are some people that are saying, well, there's all-in-one, such as Sweet Dash. I'm mixed on that one. I'm afraid Sweet Dash will crash because it is very slow in their system. So, I'm not big on having everything in one place. Things like Go High Level, believe it or not, you're just storing your data on them. You are sending them through something else. You are not sending it through to Go High Level. And I think that a lot of people are confused by that, but you are using a different service on top of Go High Level to actually send the emails. It is usually something like Sendinblue or something like Mailgun. So technically you are not using Go High Level. It is not all in one. You need another service to send the emails at that level. I think that they may have a service, but again, you're paying extra for it in most instances, but usually it's based off of Mailgun. So the biggest things that you guys have to remember is to take the first steps, have a strategy. Join my webinar. Remember, type webinar if you guys want it, and I will get you that information. And you guys can be on the waiting list because, again, there's a limited number of spots, and we're going to host it in just a couple weeks. It is going to be Eastern Standard Time in the evening. It will not be during the day. Then it is worth the effort to do all of this. Believe it or not. Once you actually have it set up, you are golden and you are running smoothly. So go ahead and do it because you want to keep your name and your brand in front of all these people that have requested information, because you don't want to send out 100 lead captures and have them just disappear, right? So if you overcome these fears, you can actually step forward and you can actually make great strides in your email marketing strategy with the right approach, and if you have the right resources to back it up. So guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this one today, and I will talk to you soon, and I hope you comment. Let me know what you think, and we will talk soon. Thank you.